Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps! How's it going, you sexy bitches? Peter fucking Joseph here for another video right here on the official Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down there. You know where they are, in the description box below. So show them your love and support. Leave a comment on any of my videos. From the past to now. And anything in between. And also follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you need a life. And don't forget to share the video all over the internet, but most importantly, tap and slap that bell. And please turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video, because if you do, you're SOL. And you know what that means. That's pretty much it. So like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the bell to get notified of the next video. And if this is your first time watching, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one whenever you watch this video, but don't do it at work. Do it in your spare time. Grab a cold one, whatever you got. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. If you like it, hit that like button. You don't? Get out of here. Go fuck yourself and jump in a hole. Or just jump in a hole. And that's pretty much it. Alright. So, like, share, subscribe. And if you're new here, welcome to the party. And that's it. Alright, on this late Tuesday night, November the 28th, 2023. Hope you had a great Tuesday, everybody. We're closing out the month of November. We got pretty much 2 more days left. And then we start the greatest month in the world and the countdown to the greatest day in the world. And that's pretty much it. Coming up really quick, ladies and gentlemen. Really quick. Almost 3 weeks away, my friends. Almost 3. But we're getting there. We'll get there. But hope everybody had a great Tuesday. Cold as balls here in New York City and well, pretty much New York. It was like 38 degrees. Cold as balls. It snowed for a little bit, and then went away. Nothing on the ground, so it was just a snow shower and then left. But yeah, cold as balls. It's 30 degrees right now. You know, so hopefully you have your heat on if you're in the East Coast, or anywhere else, you know, that might be cold. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be cold too. Yeah, but then it's gonna warm up a little bit by the weekend, and then it cools down again by the first week of December, and then by the first official weekend of December, yeah, we'll get a little bit warmer, not too much, but you know, we'll get there, and we're pretty much going to be about a couple weeks away from the start of winter. My least favorite season in the whole wide world. But looks like Christmas won't be that cold. We're not going to get any rain, or forget rain, I don't care. But doesn't look like we're going to get any snow. We might get some freezing rain here and there as December hits, and then we worry about January, the new year, and hopefully we won't get any major snowstorms or anything like that. Well, we shall see what happens with that when we get there. But anyway, I hope you had a great Tuesday, and I hope you have a great Wednesday coming up tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as the title below says, it is time for your late night NXT review for November the 28th, 2023. We are, as always, emanating from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And as always, our commentary team are the man with a creepy jacket and candy, and that's Vic Joseph, and the man who smokes more weed than pretty much everybody, most people on YouTube, and that's Booker T, sucker! Alright, so tonight's NXT wasn't that bad. couple things that were not so good, Al. But we are 1 week away from, a week and a half, a little bit over a week and a half away from NXT Deadline, the final pay-per-view for NXT for the year. And, pretty good, like I said, it was a pretty meh show. We had Jerry the King Lawler's picks for the qualifying matches in the Iron Survivor match. So this is the final week of that. And then next week, we got whoever lost has a final chance match to get to that 5th spot in the men's and women's Iron Survivor match. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Alright, the crowd's all ready to go. And we start off with our first match of the night for the NXT Tag Team titles. We have my legit cousin. He's sleeping right now, but... Oh, here he is. Hey, cuz, you wake up, you gotta go, you're number one? Oh, you want to get a chicken parmesan hero. Well, okay. My legit cousin, my friends, Tony D'Angelo, and his tag team partner, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, as they take on the Mexican Wolves, Humberto Carrillo, and Angel Garza. Alright, this was a wild match. Starts off with both teams fighting in the aisleway to start before the bell. And then we settle down a little bit. Match officially starts with Tony D beating up Humberto Carrillo, which includes a belly-to-belly suplex for a near fall. And then Angel Garza gets out a kick shot, which allows Humberto Carrillo to hit a springboard spinning kick to the head. Ow. And then Tony comes back with a basic tackle. Hey, you can play for the Giants. Anyway, gets him out of trouble, and then gets the hot tag to Stacks, who comes charging in like a bull, but he gets caught in the wrong corner, and then he's in trouble. But he fights out of the corner, hits an uppercut into a German suplex from Tony D. Then the powerplex is cut off, and a double slam off the top rope. That was crazy itself. By the Mexican Wolves on Stacks. Puts the La Familia in trouble as we go to break. We come back. Stacks fights out of trouble. Gets the hot tag to Tony D. And then all 4 men are in the ring. Everything breaks down. We get a spine buster by Tony D. Gets a near fall on Humberto Carrillo. And then the referee is distracted, which allows Angel Garza to hit Stacks in the, nuts. The chestnuts, basically. And then he hits the J-Driller. Ooh, made famous by the great man upstairs. Jay Briscoe, you great man up there. I know you're having fun up there. Reach for the sky, boy! So here's the J-Driller for a near fall as Stacks barely kicked out to save the titles. And then upon the kick out, Stacks hits Angel Garza in the nuts. Feels like a Roman. Remember when Roman kicked out? He hit, I think it was Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso in the nuts on the kick out. Pretty much, you almost got something like that. But anyway, Garza gets hit in the nuts, and Tony D then comes back in. They hit bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Well, they hit bada bang, but still. Bada bing, bada boom, 1, 2, 3, in just under 12.5 minutes. La Familia, Tony D and Stacks retain the NXT Tag Team titles. And that's pretty much it. And we will move on with that. So, off and running on NXT. Alright, then we go to, it looks like the men's locker room, or catering, I don't know where we are. And some wrestlers, I'm not sure if Ilya Dragunov's success is up to par, equals up to all the things that Baron Storm Corbin has. So we see, like, Axiom talking to Ben Frazier, and then some other people, I have no idea who they were, they're talking amongst themselves. And then Ilya Dragunov, the NXT champion, comes in, doesn't seem to appreciate what Ben Frazier had to say about that. And then Dragunov's like, alright, you, me, in that ring later on. Like, alright. So, Ilya Dragunov will take on Ben Frazier, non-title match, a little bit later. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to a legend himself, Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Makes his picks for the 4th and final week of the qualifying matches. So for the men, we have DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe, taking on Braun Breaker. And then on the women's side, we have Kaylani Jordan taking on the lovely Kiana James. And the winners of that are the 4th participants in the Iron Survivor men's and women's match. And we do have a 5th participant, which will be next week in the wild card match. The winner of that will be the final participant. And we get all that. And we'll see what happens with that. And that's all the losers. So I think it's going to be two fatal 4-way matches next week. I think. But well, it is what it is. We'll see what happens with that. Alright. Got a sneeze. I have a sneeze coming on. It's coming. Your mother. Alright, sorry about that. My allergies are acting up. And it is what it is. Alright, so after that, we get a video on Johnny Wrestling. Johnny Gargano was a big match in our main event later on in the evening. And that's going to be him taking on Cameron Grimes to the moon. Big Bronson Reed and Wesley. And if Wesley wins, he gets a North American title shot against Dominic Guerrero Lessie at Deadline for the North American title. So, we'll see what happens with that. But good video on Johnny Gargano, and that's pretty much it. We move on. Alright, then we go to the back where we see Josh Briggs all fired up for the Iron Survivor Challenge because he qualified by somehow beating Carmelo Hayes. Well, he'll be in that match next week, but we'll see what happens with that. So him and the Virgin, Brooks Jensen, and Fallon, don't call me, to the Don Henley. They're all happy for him and everything. And then Brian Pillman Jr., the loose cannon, or Lexus King, he comes in and takes some credit for his success, and then starts kind of hitting on Fallon Henley, and starts mocking Brooks Jensen a little bit. It's like, so you broke up with Kiana James, man. You could have got laid. How'd you get rid of that? So then Jensen's like, oh, you want to fight? So we're going to get a match later on in the evening. Lexus King and Brooks Jensen in a match I don't give two shits about. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see Nikita Lyons in the crowd. She's back from her training and her singing. So she's back. She's back in training. And it's only a matter of time before she makes her epic comeback to NXT. But we'll see what happens with that with in-ring competition. That's it. So it's great to see her and her thick thighs. Good lord. But we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the first of the Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying matches. We go to the women. We have Kiana James, looking hot as always, taking on Kaylani Jordan. Should have went a little bit shorter, but went a little over 10 minutes. So also with Kiana stomping away in the corner, and then Kaylani drop kicks her way out of trouble, and then a basic headlock slows Kiana down on the mat. Then she grabs the hair to escape. Then they go to the outside. Kiana is dropped onto the announcer's table. The hit Vic Joseph. Damn. And we go to break. We come back. Kiana steps off a spine buster. but Kehlani Jordan grabs the playmaker. Hey, somebody told her that. MVP for a near fall. Kehlani comes right back with a quick version of the 401k. And then the bell rings. I'm like, what's going on? Did the time limit end? Like, why is the bell ringing? And then we see Roxanne Perez, by the timekeeper's area, ringing the bell. And that causes a distraction, where the match officially didn't end. So that distraction leads to Kehlani Jordan knocking Kiana James down, hits the split-legged moonsault, 1, 2, 3. Kehlani Jordan, of all people, goes to the Iron Survivor Iron Survivor match, where she will be with Tiffany Stratton, who else? Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, I think, I don't know, I forget who else after that. I forget. But we move on with that. So it kind of furthers the Roxy Kiana James storyline that started kind of around Halloween Havoc, that Devil's Playground match. Now we're gonna probably do something else. More hardcore stuff coming up. But we'll see. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that as we move on. Alright, so I give the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video on Cameron Grimes to the moon. Okay. I miss Trevor Lee. I just do. Then we move on. Alright, then we go to a promo from the Alpha Academy. We have Chad Gable. Oh, thank you. We have the big fat man Otis dancing. Stop dancing. Stop it. Then we have another dancing fool, Akira Tozawa, and the beautiful Maxine Dupri. So Chad Gable talks about, coming this close to winning the Heritage Cup last week from Noam Dar, and he wants a little bit of revenge on him and the rest of Metaphor. So he's like, well, next week we're going to have a 6-person mixed tag match. And we're going to see what happens with that. What teams are going to be, what the teams are going to be. But we do know Maxine Dupri will be in the match. But on the other side, it looks like Lash Legend will be in. Because I don't think Jakarta Jackson, respectfully by the way, those two can definitely get it. But I think it's going to be Lash Legend because Jakarta Jackson still has her wrist injury. And we'll see what happens with that. So a 6-person mixed tag match next week on the program. And that's it. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see NXT Anonymous released a video showing Lexus King, Brian Pillman Jr., the loose cannon, following Trick Williams out the building on the night of his attack. So it wasn't Mello after all. Well, so we owe you an apology, Mello. So we're sorry. So, but we don't see him do anything physical, though. But then we hear from Trick Williams and Mello, and Trick's really pissed. So it could still be Mello, or it's kind of up in the air, but we don't know about that. But yeah. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars as well. Alright, then we go to the segment everybody was waiting for. The press conference from Chase U with Mr. Chase, Andre Chase, talking about the ongoing scandal, the investigation. And, he's there with Duke Hudson, his prize pupil, Duke Hudson, the beautiful JC Jane looking hot, respectfully. And then you got Thea Hale just scared, like a little bitch. And that's it. Alright, so Mr. Chase says there are allegations of gambling and misusing funds leaving the university in some debt. Uh-oh. And then you see Duke Hudson and JC like, oh shit, we just got caught. Because remember, Duke Hudson, former gimmick, was a poker player. Might have had some late night poker games. Or strip poker, who knows, with him. So anyway, Mr. Chase says it's all true, and he'll do whatever he can to get things back on track. Then he takes some questions from the crowd, the reporters, whatever it is. But won't say how much the debt is. And he's like, this is all my fault. He says at the next assembly, he will address the student body. Not that they want to listen to you. So, I guess we're going to have to wait till next week to see what happens with this scandal. But if you look at JC Jane and Duke Hudson, it looks like they got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. And poor Thea Hale is just, just there. And that's that. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars, and we will move on with that. Okay. Alright, then we go to the men's Iron Survivor qualifying match. We have DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe, taking on Braun Breaker. And I thought this match would have been a little bitty, quickie squash match, but lasted 10 minutes. And, Eddie Thorpe came into the match with his ribs taped up. That's not good. And Breaker kind of basically exploited that. Eddie Thorpe did come back, slips out of a torture rack, strikes away, then gets whipped hard into the corner, damaging the ribs even more. But he fights back from that with some suplexes, but then Braun's like, alright, I'm going to finish this guy off. Spears him into, the next century. 1, 2, 3, Braun Breaker gets the win, and he advances into the Iron Survivor match, where he will face Dijak, Brooks Jensen, and Trick Williams. And then the fifth member, whoever that might be. It might be Mello, but we'll see. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to the locker room. We see Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. They're ready to get revenge on Lexis King. And, Melo's like, you shouldn't go out there. You got your Iron Survivor match coming up, and I gotta somehow get back into the match. So a lot of things going on with Trick and Mello, but Trick says we're gonna wait for after the Iron Survivor Challenge match to get our revenge on Lexis King. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think they're gonna whoop that Trick. What? And we'll see what happens with that. So I give that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the ladies' locker room, where we see Roxy, talking to Carmen Petrovich and a couple other girls there. And then we see Ava Rain, or now Ava, and that's not Rain anymore, Ava there. And her and Roxy get into a little argument, and then Carmen Petrovich and Roxy get into a little argument, which turns into a cat fight! Cat fight! Where's Joey Styles when you need him? Cat fight! And that's pretty much it. And they fight over next week's last chance matches to qualify for the 5th spot in the Iron Survivor Challenge match. So there you go, we got a cat fight. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we get a video on Big Bronson Reed. Okay. Former North American champion like Johnny Gargano, like Wesley, and like Cameron Grimes. Alright, so we got all that. Alright, then we go to our next match, a non-title match. We have the NXT World Heavyweight Champion Ilya Dragunov taking on the Flash himself, Ben Frazier. Wasn't really a great match, but, it's also with Dragunov exploding on, not that type of explosion, but beating the crap out of Ben Frazier to start. And then Frazier gets knocked hard on his ass into the corner, and then Dragunov grabs a basic waist lock. Ben Frazier comes right back with a hard shot of his own into a springboard missile dropkick to put the champ down for a little bit. Goes for the Phoenix splash and missed, and then Dragunov hits a power bomb into an H-bomb. Goes for the cover, looked like Ben Frazier was done, but he pulls him up at 2. He's like, alright, I'm not done with this Hammer Nigger yet. Then he hits another H-bomb, and finishes Ben Frazier off in just under 5.5 minutes. So that's pretty much it. Ilya Dragunov gets the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Baron Snorbin Corbin pops up on the Titantron, starts mocking Dragunov, saying that you're gonna meet me face to face next week, and then I'm gonna buy you, after I beat you, I'm gonna buy you a first class ticket back to Russia. I was like, to see your family? I'm like, damn. We'll see what happens, but I still think Ilya's gonna beat Baron Corbin, and Corbin's going back to the main roster. Probably just sock ass, I don't know. But we'll see what happens with all that. And we move on with that. Alright, then we go to the back with Mackenzie Mitchell. And her guest, the NXT Women's Champion, who had a hard-fought match with Xia Li last week. And that's the lassie from Ireland, Lyla Valkyria. So Mackenzie's like, well, what's next for you? So Lyra's like, I know all of the challenges that could come out of the Iron Survivor Challenge match, because she will take on the winner of that match in January, most likely at New Year's Eve. And then Fallon, don't call me, Dawn Henley comes in and says she's going to win. And then somebody, we don't know who it is, appears from behind the curtains and says Lyra would beat Fallon anyway. So we kind of get who she looks like, and I thought it was Corey Jade. I was like, because we haven't seen Corey Jade in months, after losing to Roxy, I believe. And I think she has an injury too, so we haven't seen her in months. But, you know, it looked like Corey Jade, but it's not Corey Jade. It is Tatum Paxley. Okay. So maybe Tatum Paxley's gonna get a title shot? And then Fallon's like, is she with you? And Lyra's like, she's not with me. She's not with me. Why are you doing this? She's not with me. Like, is this something we don't know? We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. But kind of creepy to see Tatum Paxley doing something weird, but it is what it is. Alright, so 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. And we move on with that. Alright, after that, we see a video on the Karate Kid herself, Karin Petrovich, talks about how martial arts teach you to trust your instincts. Ultra instincts, like Goku? I mean, not Goku, sorry, Vegeta! Fuck Goku, by the way. But anyway, so she says her instincts tell her to beat the fuck out of Ariana Grace. You know, Santino Marella's daughter. And that's Stack's girlfriend, too. So we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, after that, we get a video from Metaphor, who accept the 6-person mixed tag team challenge from Alpha Academy. So they're in the match, we just don't know which 3 people are going to fight. But goddamn, Lash Legend and Jakari Jackson look so freaking good, and they know it. Respectfully. Those ebony hotties, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. But it is what it is. Alright, then after that, we get probably one of the weirdest promos I've ever seen. Joe Gacy, I guess he survived jumping off the roof. Now he's underneath the ring because he's beneath us and wants our attention. Okay. was like, what the fuck is this? And then people on Twitter, like, this felt like a Raven, like Raven from early on in ECW. I was like, yeah, kinda. So maybe Joe Gacy's trying to form the Flock or something like that, because the Schism didn't work. He was underneath the ring, banging on the ring. Hey, what's going on up there? I'm like, hey, did you find Hornswoggle now too? The anonymous GM? That was a stupid gimmick. That was really dumb. The anonymous GM. And I quote, that was lame. Every week, there would be like, you know, we would think like, who the hell is the freaking anonymous GM? And then using the freaking iTunes thing when you download a song, it goes, still does it on your iPhone if you have an iPhone. I do, it's charging right now. But in any case, we got that. So I don't know where this is going. And I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, after that, we go to another women's match. Carmen Petrovic taking on Ariana Grace. Wasn't really anything to write home about. 9-minute match. It's also with Ariana powering Carmen into the corner to start. Also let Carmen kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. Kneel before Zod. Pretty much. Anyway, Carmen comes right back, also let Grace do the same thing. And then a fruit roll-up by Carmen gets a near fall. But then Joe Gacy comes from underneath the ring, steals the ring bell, goes into the crowd with the bell. We go to break, we come back. Ariana Grace bounces Petrovic's head off the mat and sets up a basic 1905 chin lock, rest hold, for a little bit. Carmen fights out of that, grabs a basic choke, but Ariana goes to the eye. Ow. Then a fireman's carry slam. Gets the win for Ariana Grace, and in a little over 9 minutes, as Gacy has to ring the bell, it's like, and then poor Alicia Taylor is like, what are we supposed to do? And then the guy that tells her to do the announcement is like, hey, do it, just do it. And then here is your winner, Ariana Grace. Ding 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 ding. You see Joe Gacy go ding 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 ding. I'm like, what was up with the people using the belt, the ring bell tonight? Roxy used it to distract Kiana James, and now Gacy just takes it just to ring the bell. Next thing you know, I was waiting for Dario Cueto to come out. Ring the bell! That's pretty much it. It was just weird. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we see Wes Lee with his best friend in the whole wide world, that's Mackenzie Mitchell. He's ready for all his opponents tonight because he needs to go to Deadline and get his North American title back, I believe, for the second time. Against Dom Dom, probably will get it back. Probably have a nice run with it, and then we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then before we get to the main event, we have a little filler match. We have Brooks Jensen, the 80s porn star with that porn mustache. He takes on the loose cannon Lexis King. Wasn't anything to write home about. It's also with Jensen starting Fast and Furious with a rolling kick to the head. And then they go to the floor, and they slug it out on the floor. As we go to break, we come back. Lexis King hammers away, and then Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes are in the back watching the match. I thought they were going to go out and kick his ass. And then we see Carmelo's like, hey, I gotta go, I gotta deal with something. And then Lexis King grabs a 1905 chin lock. Jensen gets out of it, powers him into the corner, grabs a suplex for the break, double down. Then a missile dropkick gets a near fall on Lexis King. But then Carmelo Hayes comes out, goes right after Lexis King. No disqualification there, ref. And then that distraction let Lexis King grab and hit the coronation. 1, 2, 3. He gets the win. So the loose cannon Lexis King gets the win in over 8 minutes. Match was meh, and I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get a video on the men and women's Iron Survivor Challenge matches with all 4 participants in it. We got one more match to go, the wild card match, and we'll see who will become the 5th and final participant in the Iron Survivor match at Deadline, because next week is your go-home show. And we'll see how that goes, and we move on with that. So it should be an interesting show next week. We got that those 2 matches. And then we got the mixed 6-person tag team match with Alpha Academy and Metaphor, and we'll see what happens with that. And we move on with that. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening. Big Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, Cameron Grimes, and Wesley. Fatal 4-way match. If Wesley wins, he gets a North American title shot at Deadline against Dom Dom, who comes out is on commentary. But if Wesley loses, he can never, ever get another title shot again. So, a lot at stake for Wesley, but this match was a banger of a match. It's also with Bronson Reed cleaning house. We go to a break less than a minute in, like 45 seconds in, break. Great. Anyway, we come back, Bronson gets triple teamed out to the floor, and then Cameron Grimes gets sent out as well. And then Wesley gets the better of things, but Bronson Reed comes back in to basically kill everybody, run them over. And then Cameron tries for a sunset flip on the big fat man, Bronson Reed, but Johnny Gargano catapults Grimes head first into a low blow. And it's legal because it's a fatal 4-way match. Puts the big man down, and then everyone gets back up until Wesley sends Bronson Reed. No relation and no rhyming there. Johnny Gargano then sends Cameron outside for a knockdown of his own. The fans are loving it. Then we get the slingshot spear, gotcha, on Cameron inside the ring. Lee comes back in to take over, and then Bronson Reed comes in as well. Hits one sick Death Valley driver on Wesley, almost like broke him in half. And then Cameron goes up top, hits a high cross body to knock the big man down, gets a near fall out of that. Bronson comes right back up and picks all of them up on his shoulders and hits a triple Samoan drop. Oh! That was freaking epic. I marked out for that. But then Bronson tries to go up top maybe for Tsunami, but all three of the men got destroyed. They get up and they do a triple power bomb on Bronson Reed out of the corner, kind of like Shield style, which leaves Cameron Grimes to grab his flipping power slam or the around the world power slam for a near fall on Wesley. Fans are going nuts. And then Johnny Gargano does a whirly bird into the Gargano escape on Cameron Grimes. And Wesley made the save, but that didn't really work for Bronson Reed, who hits a buckle bomb on Wesley, backsplashes the other two guys, and then he takes Wesley to the middle rope and gorilla presses him onto the other two guys. Yeesh. Not yeet, I said jeez. Jesus! And then he's going for Tsunami, and then Ivar, who they had a big beefy men slapping meat match on Raw on Monday night. He comes out, jumps Bronson Reed, and still no disqualification, so it's legal. And then Bronson and Ivar beat the fuck out of each other all the way to the back, which leaves the other 3 men in the ring, and I think we all know who's going to win and takes the pin. So Cameron Grimes hits the cave-in on Johnny Gargano, but then as soon as he turned his head, Wesley hits the cardiac kick. 1, 2, 3. Wesley gets the win, and he will face Dominic Guerrero for the North American title at Deadline next Saturday night from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Right outside Hartford. Or Stanford, whatever it is. So we got that. But this match was a banger. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was that good. And then Wesley and Dom Dom, they're arguing between each other. And I thought that was going to be the end of NXT. The graphic would have showed we fade to black. But we quickly go outside into the dreaded parking lot. We see a parking lot brawl between Roxy and Kiana James. They're fighting in the parking lot. They're fighting on top of the car. And referees and other people have to come out and break it up. So we'll see what happens with that situation as we go into next week. Possibly a parking lot brawl match. Haven't seen one of those in a while. So we'll see what happens with Roxy and Kiana James next week on the program, the Go Home Show, before next Saturday night's NXT Deadline. And we got all that. And I will be doing my predictions next week, and I will also be doing my review next Sunday. That's December the 10th. So December the 10th, I will do my review for NXT Deadline. I will do SmackDown. I will do SmackDown on December the 8th, as always, next Friday, and then next Saturday afternoon, hopefully, I will be doing my Collision and Rampage review, and then I will do my NXT Deadline predictions right before the pay-per-view, and then get you ready for NXT Deadline at 8 o'clock, and like I said, next Sunday, December the 10th, right here on the channel, your NXT Deadline review. So check it out. Please hit that bell so when those videos go up, you will be first to see it, so you don't have to wait. And you're like, hey, I missed it. Well, you didn't hit the bell. You didn't hit the bell. You missed it. You're gonna have to search my name, and then you find it. It's right there on the homepage. So, but if you missed it, and you're pretty much SOL. And you know what that means? Ha ha. And that's it. But that ends NXT. It was a okay show, not great. So I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section of the video. And don't forget to like the video, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's ass. And like I said, leave a comment if you wish. Subscribe to my channels, including this one, show me your love and support. And follow me on social media if you dare. And don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss anything else. That's it. Alright, everybody, it's getting late, and I got some errands to run tomorrow. It's the middle of the week, almost done with November. After tomorrow, we'll hit the final day of November on Thursday, November the 30th. And then this Friday, we start the greatest month in the world, December, and then we start the countdown to the end of the year. Will be 1 month officially on Friday to the end of the year, and then we start the countdown to the greatest days in the world and to the greatest day in the world. And that's pretty much it. Alright, everybody, I gotta go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Probably be back tomorrow with your AEW Dynamite review right here on the channel. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, if you're not down with that, well, I'm sorry. It's too fucking bad. Cry me a river. Because if you're not down with that, you're not down with me and the whole... Oh, all my friends in the prophecy and the purge, then we got 3 words for you. And remember it, bitches, because it's going to be, you're going to hear this in the next life. You know those 3 words are, my friends? Fuck you, man! That's pretty much it. You're going to hear that when you die. That's it. So, fuck you, man. Thanks for watching. Adios, my friends. Until next time. Peace. Ha!